Welcome back. Well, as student loan borrowers anxiously await a decision from the White House on a potential extension of the federal student loan payment pause, class is back in session in some parts of the country and just around the corner in others. This back-to-school season is particularly fraught. There is a massive teacher shortage that has districts across the country scrambling to find qualified educators. Meantime, the surge in sales of bulletproof backpacks speaking to another problem, the constant concern over children's safety in the classroom, a worry so great that one county in North Carolina has stocked its schools with AR-15s. Just in case. All against a backdrop of public health concerns over COVID and monkeypox. Joining us now to speak about the issues currently facing our nation's schools is former U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan. Arne, thank you so much for being here.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
There's a lot going on. I mean, let's start with gun violence in our schools on so many parents' minds in the wake of the Uvalde massacre that left 21 dead. We are seeing a surge in the sale of bulletproof backpacks. Did you ever think that we'd see a time when these items would be on the back-to-school shopping list?
No, it's beyond heartbreaking, obviously. I just think our schools are microcosms of our society. You can't separate schools from the communities in which we live. And gun violence is just way too prevalent in every state and every part of our nation. Until we as a nation get serious about protecting our children, we're going to continue to see these kinds of things happen. So it's absolutely heartbreaking. It's absolutely preventable. It doesn't happen in any other country except America. And I hate to say this, but I was trying to be very honest. I just think we value our guns more than we value our children.
I mean, one county in North Carolina decided earlier this summer that it would stock each of its public school buildings with an AR-15, presumably so that staff have a means of protecting themselves and students. I mean, you talk about protecting our students. There are different schools of thoughts on this. This is one of them. Do you think that more guns are truly the answer, or is there a better way to go about this?
I think it's an absolutely terrible idea, and I can't overstate the potential danger that students and teachers will be in. You need to be highly trained SWAT member to be able to do this, to expect teachers or principals or whatever to pick up guns and defend kids. It's insane. And more guns are not the answer. There's less guns. And people say, oh, we need to harden schools. That's impossible. That's an NRA talking point. You can't harden arrival time. You can't harden dismissal. You can't harden recess. You can't harden sporting events. We just have to get serious as a nation about protecting our kids. We have way more guns than any other industrialized nation. More guns are not the solution. They are absolutely the problem.
I mean,
and the last thing I'll say is I think it creates potentially a false sense of safety and security for parents, when in fact is putting our children in much greater danger. It's actually exacerbating the problem, not making it better.
There's certainly many sides to the gun debate, and I know what a divisive issue it is. I think what we can all agree on, though, is that we need to teach and value our teachers more and better than we do. We're looking at a massive teacher shortage right now. With the time that we have, I would love to talk to you about it. We know Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said earlier today that states should use federal COVID relief funds to address those shortfalls. What do you think of that idea?
I think it's the right thing to do, but it's actually very interesting if you dig into the data. It's not so much a nationwide teacher shortage. It's basically 8 or 9 states where it's particularly acute. And those are states that have not supported teachers. They've sort of challenged public education, they've defunded it, they've sort of politicized these things. And I think that's really made it a tough environment for teachers to want to teach. And so having those states think seriously about what it takes to attract and retain great talent is hugely important. And the bigger issue is going to be a longer term one for the country in the next 3, 4, 5 years, because unfortunately schools of education, the universities, fewer and fewer students are choosing to go into those schools of education. So the real crisis is going to come in a couple of years unless we fundamentally rethink this. But yes, using those COVID dollars is a great way to help teachers. Obviously, we have to take care of our students and our teachers' emotional health. This year, they've been through lots of stress. And there's, as a parent, there's nothing more important we can do than put a great teacher into every classroom. And that's what should be collectively our goal as a nation. This is nation building work.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's a complex issue. If there were one step, a first step that you could highlight for us, what needs to be done to find more teachers and keep the ones that we have from leaving in droves?
No one goes into education to make $1 million. We shouldn't have to take a vow of poverty either. And I fundamentally think we should be paying teachers a lot more. We should be paying principals a lot more. We should be paying teachers and principals more to take on difficult assignments, whether that's inner city, urban or rural or remote. I spent lots of times in Native American reservations, and it's extraordinarily hard to recruit there. And so just addressing these things openly and honestly would be the best way to start to go at this. But I do think, again, taking care of teachers, physical and emotional health, everyone's dealt with a lot of crisis, a lot of trauma at work, at home. Taking care of them as we go into the school year is hugely important. Our teachers and our students.
Can I, with your expertise and background, get a general lay of the land from you? It seems that students and families have more to deal with than ever before. Is there a light at the end of this tunnel? Will things improve?
I'm always hopeful. I think they will. And I'll just say that we're all in this together. Every family has struggled over the past couple of years. My family's no exception. And if anything, anything that we've learned from the pandemic is how interdependent we are. It's how much we need each other. And so giving each other a little grace, taking care of each other, if we can come together again, take all the politics, take all that out of it. If we can help each other and support each other, we can rise from this and get to a much different level. But that's both the challenge and the opportunity for us to see how interconnected, how interdependent we are. Let's all take care of each other. Teachers, parents, students, we all need each other. We all need each other.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.